This passenger side wing is the wrong part for my car. And in the last video on the Porsche Cayman, I fitted this wing and it was all going perfectly until I realised the headlight doesn't fit. No. And it was at that point I realised that that wing is actually off a Gen 2 987. And based on the headlights, mine is a Gen 1. And for all the obvious reasons, I can't use that wing, so I've gone and got a replacement. Which, funnily enough, actually fits in the back of my GTO. And not only did I get the passenger side, but as part of the deal I had to take the driver's side as well. But that's not a big issue because I can sell the driver's side one, which is off a Gen 1. I can sell the passenger side one off the Gen 2 and potentially break even, if not make a profit. And I've now got the right wing to fit to my Porsche. And I got those wings off someone on Facebook who done a 997 front end conversion, that one on his Cayman, and I think it looks fantastic. So go give raw_987TT a follow, because his Cayman not only has a 987 front end, but it's also a turbo and it's an absolute beast. And like I said in the last video, these wings were an absolute pain to find, so they've came through and given me a massive help by selling me these two. And not only was it lucky that I found them, but they also give me a good deal, so I got both of them for £200. And when you consider the fact that I can sell both the Gen 2 wing and the driver's side 987.1 wing for a minimum of £100 each, I technically haven't spent any more than I did in the first place. But now it's time to get this Gen 2 wing off and get the Gen 1 wing fitted. For those of you who use Instagram, why don't you jump over and give me a follow, because I always post live updates of the cars on there and you can keep up with the projects in real time. Now the 987.2 wing is removed, it's time to fit the 987.1, the correct one. And whilst I'm fitting this new wing, why don't you jump down below and hit that subscribe button and stay up to date with all the projects I've got going on the channel. Now the wing's fitted, I'm going to close the bonnet to see how the panel gaps line up. Fit the headlight, which goes in perfectly, and that's the wing fitted. And now that the right wing's fitted, it fits an absolute dream and the headlight looks perfect, minus the crack lens. But if I turn these headlights on now, I can guarantee that one will not work, and there's a reason for that. But I'll explain that later on in the video, because I've also got a plan for the reason why I'm pretty sure that headlight won't work. But the next thing I need to tackle now, if any of you have got an eagle eye, you'll have seen that radiator is quite clearly broken. And what I need to do before I fit the front bumper, because I have got one and I'll show you that in a bit, is I need to fix that radiator, because I need to run the car up to temperature and make sure there are no leaks. So if I fix that rad and then fit the bumper without running it to temp, it could have leaks and I'll have to take it all off again, which just seems counterintuitive. So my next challenge is to remove what's left of that radiator and get a nice new one fitted. And the way the Porsche is designed is not only is it the coolant radiator that's on the front, but it's also the aircon radiator, so that keeps the air cool so you get cold air out the dash. That's also part of that, and that's also mangled. And because the two are combined, this is what is called a rad pack. And after doing some research and my preparation over the year, I actually have a new rad pack to fit. And here it is. And on this rad pack, you get the aircon radiator, the coolant radiator, you also get the fan. They've just chopped the pipe there, luckily enough. My pipes seem okay, they're just a bit kinky, so I'll straighten them back out, but take them off. There's two bolts holding what's left of this mangled bracket to the car, so we need to get that off. But all of the framework and the radiators and the connectors and everything I need to replace is all in this one little area. So I've got an absolute bargain with this, so it shouldn't take too long to just unbolt that, bolt that back on, and essentially we've got a good radiator again. And that radiator pack cost me £210, which isn't bad when you consider the fact that I've got the radiator, the aircon rad, all the mounting brackets, the connectors and the hose clamps. So I think that's a bargain. So now it's time to get this bargain bolted up, but before I do that I need to remove what's left of the old radiator first. So to get the old radiator off, I need to take off the aircon pipe, then disconnect the fan connector, smack this bracket square so I can get access to the pipes and the bolts behind it. Take the coolant pipes off, and now I can unbolt the radiator from the side, take that bolt out, and now I can pull the rad towards me and remove it from the Cayman. Put the old rad pack off, so now it's time to get the new one on, and hopefully it should just go on and bolt straight up. Just them in, get the other fixings in, get the pipes connected, and we're good to go. So now the new radiator is offered up, I can get it all bolted up and fit it in reverse to how I took the old one off. And that's the new rad pack successfully fitted. And there it is, looking more and more like a Porsche Cayman. There's the damaged rad pack, and I mean, there's not much left of it really, so I'm glad I got lucky with a full radiator pack. So that was just literally a bolt on, bolt off job, which was good. One thing I'm missing on this side though is, if you look on the back of the radiator pack, you can see this up here. So this pipe goes all the way down to that fitting there, and it's actually this, and that is the coolant expansion pipe. But as you can see on this end, the fitting's missing. So I'm planning on doing with this what I did with the brake booster pipe, that up there. I have found the fittings, but that'll have to be in the next episode because I haven't got the fittings yet and I'm waiting for them to turn up. But now that both radiators are square and good, one thing I need to do is get the shrouds on, because before I even consider putting the bumper on, I need to make sure everything behind the bumper is bolted up and I actually have it first. And on this rad, if you watched the last episode on the Porsche Cayman, you'll have seen that I took the shroud off that side to access everything else, which is over there. That one is actually cracked and damaged. These two are actually good shrouds that I got with the bumper, and I'll show you the bumper in a bit, but let's get these shrouds on first. And that's both air duct shrouds on, and would you look at that, it's almost as if the car's never been in an accident. Now, naturally, the next thing to fit would be the front bumper, but there's a few reasons why I can't fit that just yet. One of those reasons is, if you look at the new wing on this side here, where these two bolts are should be a plastic block that the bumper clips into, which you can probably see on this side. I haven't got that, but that is on order. Another thing is what I mentioned earlier on at the start of the video about running the car up to temp and making sure the rads aren't actually leaking. If I fit the bumper and the radiator starts to leak, I'll have to take it back off again anyway, so that just doesn't make sense for that reason. But there's another reason why I can't fit the bumper yet. And the other reason is this. This is what's left of the old bumper. And you can see there's a widen loom that runs all the way through. Now this loom only plugs in on one point under the driver's wheel arch, and that has the indicator plug, the fog light plug, the side light plug, and that's the same on the opposite side. But if you look at the cables, you can see all the connectors are pulled out. There's multiple frayed wires within this loom, and there's only really one half of it that's still together. And if I want to fit that front bumper, I need the full loom to work, so I can plug everything in before I get it on, so when I get it on, it all works. But like I've just said there, one half of that loom is actually okay, and this loom is a replacement. I've found very few, and the ones I've found, now I think that's a lot for what it is you actually get. But what I did was, I've done my research, and if you look at the connectors that are still on here, all I need to do is replace the wires that are damaged, rebuild the loom, remake off the connectors for the fog lights and the indicator, which is that. And if you want to see just how I'm going to do it and you want to watch me rebuild that loom, hit the subscribe button down below and keep an eye out for the next Porsche video, because I'll be doing it in that when I can eventually get the front bumper fitted, and we'll also address the headlights. And that's because, if you remember at the start of the video, I said if I put the key in the car and turn the lights on, I can almost guarantee that headlight will not come on. And just to show you, ignition on, that light's on, and just as I suspected, that light doesn't work. Now let me tell you why. So on the face of it, these two lights look exactly the same, minus the foggy lenses. But if you come to the back, that's the light that was originally on the Porsche, that works. That's the one that I've bought as a replacement, and that doesn't. And the reason is because if you pop the back off, you'll see that this light, although there's a lot going on in there, this is actually what's known as a xenon headlight. So this has a much higher voltage bulb, which gives a much whiter, brighter light than this. This one is just your standard halogen. And because it's your standard halogen, the pinout on the plug underneath, you can see there are 5 pins. Whereas if you go to the xenon light, there are 9 pins. And not only with the pinouts being different, but the way those lights operate is also different. My Cayman is set up and was spec'd with xenon headlights, so that halogen light won't operate on the system that's in the Porsche at the minute, but I have got a solution for it. Because if you'll have seen the last video I've done on the Porsche Cayman, you'll have known that I said I'm going to take this lens off because it's all cracked, and that one. So I'm going to replace the lenses on these anyway, but while the lenses are off, I'm actually going to strip that headlight down even further and take the internals out, because one thing I learned when I was building the GTO is never bin anything until you know for a fact you do not need it. And the way that life lesson transpires to this scenario is all of this is the interior inner workings of the xenon headlight that was damaged on the Porsche. And believe it or not, this actually still works. And I know some of you are probably just thinking, why didn't you just buy a xenon headlight? Well, the cost difference between the xenon and the halogen is quite significant. So if I can get the halogen and build up a xenon myself and save a bit more money on this project, I'm gonna give it a go. And that's because I've gone over the wiring for this headlight and everything is intact. I have repaired one cable, that's all it was, one cable that I broke down the middle. So I put a connector in, stuck it back together. And I've also got a bulb to go in this, but I haven't put it in it yet because I don't want the bulb to get damaged. But what I'll do is I'll plug this in now and I'll show you that this actually still works. The only thing I need to make sure to get right is this is a motor leveler. And what that does is, because of the xenons, they go up and down automatically depending on the level of this switch here and that linkage. So based on the suspension height, that then sets the headlight height for the beam, so it can automatically adjust its level. Make sure none of the metal's touching the bare body, so don't short anything out. And now, based on the fact of everything being all together loom wise, this should technically turn on and work. And if it does, could be onto a winner. Are we both on? That's on. No. So put the booster pack on just to give it a bit more oomph. See if they come on, eh? See, and there you go. They're both on, so I could potentially use that light to make up a nice set. And if I can do it, and I can do it successfully, I'll have saved myself around about £200, because that's how much a xenon headlight is. But for now, I've put the halogen one back in because I like the way the Cayman's looking a lot more like a Porsche Cayman. And as promised, I'll show you the front bumper, and I might even rest it on the car just to tie the video up quite nicely. And here is the front bumper for the Porsche Cayman, and funnily enough, even though that's the same colour as the wings, I actually got that off two different people a year apart. And the good thing is with this front bumper, it actually comes with not only the fog lights on the left, but the fog lights on the right and both side light looms. So when I fix the loom on what's left of my bumper, all I need to get hold of is an indicator and I can plug everything in and the front end should be put back together. So let's go rest this on the car and see what it looks like put back together, because this will be the first time this car's looked like a Porsche Cayman again in 2 years. Actually, before I put the bumper on for it to rest, I'm going to fit both wheels and lower the car down. And there it is, the Porsche Cayman finally looking like a Porsche Cayman again. I know the front end is a different shade of grey or blue, but don't worry, I've got a plan for that. And if you want to see what it is I'm going to do with it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and follow along with the Porsche build. But I do think it's time to add the bumper to the cost board, and that front bumper cost me £250. And yes, that was the cheapest I could find an intact Cayman bumper, because all the bumpers I found online were either damaged or there was that few of them. I think it's because these cars typically end up in front end collisions, which ends up taking the bumper with it, but I got lucky with that. And £250, quite good when you consider the fact that I got both of the grills, both of the bezels, both of the fog lights, both of the side lights, and the centre grille with it. And if you go through eBay and find adverts for all those parts individually, it comes to this total. But now I'm getting a little bit closer to working on the interior of the car and getting the rest of it finished off. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. We've got a lot done to the Porsche Cayman and it's changed dramatically from the start of this video to now. But if you like what you've seen today, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get an update every time I post a video, and I'll see you in the next one.